What's up, everybody? Shingatsuka from Regiment back again with this requested redo by Lightsin and Lurkin PT. Sorry, the other one was really bad quality. Hopefully, this one turns out a little bit better. No music, straight take 3440, 1440. Not sure if YouTube cuts it down, but either way, it'll just be the video of the game. So, I'm gonna get back in to do a little bit better explaining, maybe for Meiko for everybody. So I'll start off. If you watched the other one, hopefully you did. You'll have the basics of it. But get in, dash, bam. Like, yep, super fun. So you have your main keys. The three that I use, I keep them as 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the three combo builders, and then the combo spend in a sense. These three can all be used in different orders to proc a different thing out of the four, out of the fighting techniques. So the way I have it set up is for starting the pool, you're going to do 1, which is Spirit Palm, 2, Earth Fist, and then 4 for the technique. That's going to put on a Spirited Vortex, which right here you can see 5% dodge chance, and it deals damage to everybody in the circle every 2 seconds. The next one's 1, 3, 4, which is Spirit Palm, Wind Kick, and then Double Palm Strike. Double Palm Strike gives you a buff that's 25% magic damage reduction and 5% parry. I'll get into the talents in a second, which I did not do last time. There's one that works great with that. And then those are the basics to keep your buffs up. You keep those 2 buffs up all the time if you can. Just keep an eye on them. I keep my buffs right here, so they're super close. I had them down here, but as you can see, there's plenty going down on there already. So you have all of this going. I ended up covering them up and not being able to see them. So next we'll go into the stone earth skills or whatever. So Earth Fist is your one, so it'd be 2-1. Is to give you stacks. It's Earth Fist, Spirit Palm, and then Rising Earth. It gives you the Earthfall stacks that you can then use with 2, 3, 4, which is Earth Fist, Wind Kick, and then Earth Fist Barrage. Just like on the monk one, if you played WoW, let it finish. You don't want to cut it off too early because all the hits and then the massive uppercut at the end. There's this one, and then the next one. I'll get into the differences in a second. So the next one is the wind techniques. It's, 3, 1, 4 is your build. It's a Wind Kick, Spirit Palm, Rising Storm, and then to spend those, that's the Storm. What are they called? Stormfall. Yeah. 3, 2, 4 does Wind Kick, Earth Fist, Lashing Storm Kick. As you can see, Lashing Storm Kick shoots a wave out behind it. So our difference here, Earth Barrage pummels the target for 42% agility damage while channeling over 1.5 seconds, ending with an uppercut that hits for the 42%. Now you can move while you're casting this. You can change. Unfortunately, there's not a spot with more dummies, but you can turn to hit other enemies. It doesn't say it on the tooltip, but I use it for AoE damage. Like, you're able to hit all the targets in front of you. I don't know why it doesn't say that, but it does. It works. I use it for everything. I hardly ever actually use Lashing Storm Kick, which I'm wondering if I probably should, but this hits considerably harder too. I mean, if you look at what was it, 94, 188, 94, 330 versus let's get this up. This one hits for 143. That's Hall. This one hits for less but heals for 200%. The other one hits for a lot more but only heals for 100%. It's whatever. You know, I haven't found too much of a difference, honestly, in aggro between the two, or threat. I would love a threat meter in this game. I would kill for one because it would be a lot easier to figure this stuff out properly. Biggest threat ability I found is Stone Shield. I use it right on my pools. You know, usually before you even hit, you just kind of dash in and then do that, and you're gonna grab everything. This right now it can be hard to hold aggro with the one of the buffs, one of the early buffs on the dungeons. As you go up, you get more buffs to the enemies, and one of them is that damage dealers and healers do 30% extra threat, which sucks, but it hasn't been unmanageable. Obviously, people are doing up to 20s, so, or 19s, whatever it is. But notice, you're going to notice primarily everything is based off of agility. All your attacks are based off of your agility, but so is your heal. Serenity. You get Serenity, instantly heals you for 140% of your agility, but each time you auto attack, it adds a stack onto it, up to 50 stacks. Each stack increases that heal by 30%. I've been sitting here smacking away at it on low and high, and you're getting around, at my level with my gear, I'm getting around 581 with no stacks and 4,491 with full stacks. It's a massive difference for, I mean, it's a 10-second cooldown, so I don't even honestly think that spamming it is worth it. Like, if you're getting low, hold up for a little bit. Start spamming your finishers, because they both, or the, you know, the was Earth Strike, Earth Fist Barrage, and Lashing Storm Kick. Use those to heal yourself, because as you can see, the heal's pretty significant. 98, 98, 102, 360. It's pretty significant. And save these up. And again, we'll get into the talents in a second. The skill points, one significantly helps that. Twin Souls Bulwark. Also, I notice my keys probably look a little weird. Yeah, I use Azeron Syro, and I just have the keys set up weird on there, and they transition across, and it looks funny, but it is what it is. So next one, our Twin Souls Bulwark. It splits you into two, kind of like the Harmony thing, the Monk and WoW. You become the Earth one, and then there's a Wind one. The Wind one just dashes around. Or, no, I'm sorry. I have these backwards. That's the Spirit one. He turns into the Stone one and starts AoE taunting. It is great if you start losing threat on stuff, or if extra shit gets pulled and you need a no shit button. It will taunt everything. His health will go down, and that sucks, but you only take a small percentage of his damage. 20% of any damage dealt to the sibling of Earth, yeah. So you're taking 20% of the damage he takes. And it picks up everything, but the threat does not transfer to you after he dies. So after your Twin Soul Bulwark dies, you had to have been pumping thread into all this shit, otherwise it's going to go after everybody, and you're going to be in the same shitty situation. So as soon as it picks up, try to Cyclone. That's what I do, at least. I Cyclone him in, and just start pummeling him. Hit him with Earth Strike, or what is this thing called? Shatter Earth. And pummel. So yeah, that'd be a good one then. Next one, Shatter Earth. You can leap to a targeted location, bam, and it leaves damage behind. It hits pretty damn hard. It's good for pickup too, and I have two uses of it right now. Also talent points, I'll show you in a second. The taunt is on a decently low cooldown, 7.5 seconds, and you will be using it. I use it quite often. Maybe I'm bad, who knows, but I do have to use it often. Get used to using your mouse though for selection, because the tab targeting in this is, you can't change what it tab targets to, and it seems to always just tab target in an order. It's not ever by the closest or furthest or anything. It just kind of does in an order. It's really obnoxious. Again, we had the T was the dash, E the Q was the vacuum. I have tilde set as the interrupt, but remember I said earlier there's a button to you can see right here, you can select what target you have as your basically your focus. It's a focus interrupt though. And so whereas my tilde is still set as my interrupt, I have a button to put them as my target. And if I'm targeting someone else, I can hit the other button and it will interrupt them. Cool thing about this game, you can see anybody who's also on the same target. Like you can see ahead of time who's on what targets if people are using the key, because it puts an icon next to their health bar of an icon for everybody who has that target focused, and you can see when theirs goes on cooldown on what targets. That's a really neat implementation, I think. So next, what do we have here? Let's do Stone Stomp. Send a shockwave forward, blah, 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 476% agility damage, and it stuns them for 3 seconds. Looks like this. Really cool oh shit button. That's a 2-minute cooldown. Some of these cooldowns are pretty long. Just like the Earth, Shatter Earth is a 60-second cooldown, but like I said, I have 2 charges now. And Twin Souls is 180 seconds, but cooldowns, and we're almost there. Just a second. So your spirit ability, you build up spirit over time. You can also get it from, you can build up spirit faster from talents, gems, I think, and a couple other ways. But this is the one that splits you into the 2. You become the rock one, and the wind one just starts jumping around, hitting every target that is in range. It'll just kick random ones. Let me see, what does it say? They teleport to and strike nearby enemies up to 40 times, dealing 92% agility with each strike. And you become the earth one for this. While it is active, sibling of earth, so you take 40% reduced damage. So your spirit thing is a really big chunk of damage reduction for you, which is great because you have the 2 that you want to keep up all the times. If you follow my settings though, 1 2 4 1 3 4, keep your 2 buffs up. But then the other one that you have is your stone shield, which, like I said, I use for pulling immediate aggro. But this one summons 3 protective stones around you that spin in a wide circle, dealing 250% agility damage to all nearby enemies. It actually hits pretty damn hard, and it's gonna hit everybody like that. Each one of the stones increases your armor by 35%, up to a maximum of 105. While at least one stone is active, the stones soak 35% all damage you take. When a stone has soaked to damage equal to 1800% of your agility, it breaks. That's why, for me at least, on the gear that I've been getting so far, I haven't obviously gotten the top of the line gear, but you're always going to take higher item level because your agility is going to trump everything. Your agility is what increases your heal. Your agility is what increases your damage reduction. How high your damage reduction or how long it can last with Stone Shield. And to me, that's way more important than any of the secondary stats until you get into the inevitable min-maxing stage, which obviously we're not really going to hit in the demo. Now, skills, talents. We have talent tree. Every couple of levels, you're going to unlock 1 talent point. Took me a little bit to figure this out, but each one has a number next to it, so that's how many talent points it takes to take each of these. You can save up and drop them on the bigger ones, or you can take the lower ones, whatever you want. Resonance of Earth, Stone Shield. Putting Stone Shield up reduces your damage taken by 20% for 8 seconds. That's okay. The passive is 10% extra threat generation. Sounds great. It's really here and there. Lashing Storm Kick has a 50% chance to deal deal damage an additional time for 30% of the initial hit. That one's pretty good if you're using Lashing Storm Kick. And the passive increases its crit chance by 10%. This one, Works really good with this other one. That's what I was using. Shatter Earth now also activates your Spirited Strike. So Shattered Earth also puts on your 2 buffs from the 124, 134 for their full amount of time. And the passive of it is you take even 10% less magic damage on top of the magic damage reduction from the buff. So that's, that's nice. Earthwell, this one goes good for your heal. Each hit of Earth Fist Barrage adds 1 Serenity charge. That's remember the heal, we can get up to 50 charges, and then it increases the heal significantly. So it's just a way if you need to stack up your heal faster. And also the passive of it is it increases your Earth ability damage by 10%. So it's a nice little, damage buff. Damage is threat, so... this one I have not used and don't plan on using. Whenever you cast Gust, which is the dash, it slows everything. And your movement speed increases the passive. I haven't found a use for that really myself. Harsh Winds. Enemies hit by a Spirited Vortex have 20% reduced auto attack speed. And the passive is your Vortex does 10% increased damage. It's okay. It's good to reduce cast speeds. Honestly, like if I was worried about too many things hitting me, I would probably just use Slipstream and just, tag him a bunch of times and then jump away and slow everything so it can't get to me. Then you don't got to worry about that. And you're going to have times like I get too excited sometimes, and I forget to put up Harsh Winds. So it is what it is. Serene Resilience. Your Serenity, that's your heal, applies 1% damage reduction for 8 seconds per stat consumed, but its healing is reduced by 50%. So, and the passive is it has a 20% increased critical strike chance. That's nice, kind of a nice counterbalance. The healing is going to go down 50%, so that 4,400 heal that I had would only be 2,200, but it would give me 50% damage reduction for 8 seconds, and it has a 20% extra chance to crit. So you could get well back up to the original heal and have the damage reduction. So I'm assuming that later on this one might be good, The highest I've done is a 12, and I haven't run into any issues necessarily. So it might be good later. Earthborn. This is the one that I use with the Spirited Advance, the Shatter Earth one. Shatter Earth has 2 charges, and each time you use it, it reduces the cooldown of Twin Soul's Bulwark, which is the one that goes out and taunts everything for you. It reduces the cooldown by 15%. So that's, I honestly I haven't paid attention much to whether that's 50% of what's left, which would be the tricky way to do it, or 15% total, which would be more preferable. And the passive is the health and duration of your Twin Souls Bulwark sibling is increased by 20%. So that one that taunts everything gets 20% more health, which is amazing because it can stay up longer, and it gets 20% more duration. So whichever one caps out first. I only ran this for I think the last dungeon. I was using Forbidden Technique and Resonance of Earth. Forbidden Technique is pretty awesome for AoE threat. Double Palm Strike, which is the one to give you your magic damage reduction buff. It applies Forbidden Technique. Forbidden Technique accumulates 15% of all the damage you deal to the target. Once it expires, is removed, or if the enemy dies while it is active, you are healed for the accumulated amount, and the same amount explodes outward to all nearby enemies in an 800 radius. You can only have it on one target, and your finishers all have a 10% increased critical strike chance. Now, just for reference here, this I believe is 1,000. Yep, this radius is 1,000, so it's gonna hit everything within like this range. So everything that you're actively attacking is gonna get hit with that damage. It's insane. it does some good damage. Like I said, I was running that and Resonance of Earth just for the extra threat generation and the damage reduction, and I really enjoyed it. But I switched to this to try it out because I feel like just the cooldown on Bulwark is really long, and I like to use it considerably. Like, it's also very niche. It's I use it on boss fights if I know that a boss needs to be positioned facing a certain way, but there's something damaging there, and I don't want to stand in it. I'll jump in, pop Bulwark, and jump back out and just beat the boss from behind while they cast their shit, and just have to wait until he dies and then jump back in place and reposition him. For anything like that, you can. I mean, the uses of it are just, there's so many. So really, you got to sit down and just kind of play with it. If you're new to tanking or something, I'd take my time and try to learn these, stay in the lower ones, but really push up if you want to push up into the higher ones and try this stuff. It's fun. It's fun to try the different things out in different positions, different ways. What else did we? The gems. This game has gems in it. Your gear has the chance of having a gear slot in it, or a gem slot in it. The gems you will also kind of just pick up over time. When you're running these dungeons, you're gonna get the gear, gems, and upgrade materials and stuff. And it's got a nice little gem stash here for you. For all the gems that you get, they'll go into here with a number. Like, I have 4 sapphires right now and 1 topaz left. There's a board here that for each of the gems that you get, for each color, it's going to go up 1 more of these ticks. And they all have little buffs to them. Right now, I've got 2 of the red ones, so I have 4% extra primary stat while I'm above 80% health. And I have a general 14 stamina and 2 agility. First one for purple, I believe this is, yeah. Your damage and healing effects on characters with more than 80% health have 8% critical strike chance. That's kind of cool. I have 1 yellow one in for haste. Every time I deal damage to a character that has 30% health or less. So once mobs start getting low, you start getting haste stack. This one's green. 6% expertise for 12 seconds when dealing damage to an enemy for the first time. So right off the bat, you do 6% extra damage to them. That's actually probably fucking huge for threat. While Spirit of Heroism is active, you gain 6% primary attribute. That is the blue. Now, Spirit of Heroism is the buff that you gain while you have Twin Souls Army of 1 going. When you activate your Spirit ability, you gain Spirit of Heroism, granting 30% haste for 20 seconds. So it gives you that haste, and then if you have a blue one in, you get the 6% extra primary attribute. It's actually not bad. And then Harmonious Soul I have, which is a white one, I think. Yeah, a white gem. Flat 1% to all of your secondaries. Now, the secondaries. Critical Strike does what you would think Critical Strike does. Expertise increases all of your damage and all of your healing and absorbs. So, I mean, Expertise is nice to have on your gear. Just as a general baseline, everything going up. Haste increases your auto attack speed. Of course, for Serenity. Haste is nice to have, but not. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be top later, but I'm not really sure. Spirit is a chance to refund an Earthfall or Stormfall charge spent when using your abilities. So that means, I don't know if I had any proc earlier. I wasn't paying attention. Let's see if we can get one. When you're using your abilities that use the charges, it's your chance to get one back. Like, not use the charge. So it's kind of like the old rogues abilities in WoW that, so your combo points, you get combo points back when you use something, or a chance to not use your combo points. Mine's at like 10% or something, so the chances of me getting it very often, I think I actually just got one. The chances of me getting it very often are slim, but it's still there, So that's what that one is for. Really, right now, I'm leaning towards, obviously, like I said, I'm going for the best upgrade for my agility, but I'm wanting more expertise and spirit. Critical strike's not that important to me. I don't feel as a tank. Again, I haven't seen any other guides, so I really don't know. These are just my guesses, but yeah, so far. And as you get higher, there are certain ones that you can run. Let me see, host game. Where was it? I think it was Wraith Tile, Sailors. Nah. Wraith Tide Owls. Yep. You start getting set pieces from the dungeons, like the actual dungeons. So as we get higher, as you can see here, you can get set pieces that give you the 2 and the 3 piece set for Sin Warding and Salt Wash Finesse. And those only come from, these ones only come from this specific dungeon. So Wraith Tide Owls, we can get a set that gives you 10% reduced magic damage taken and 5% extra expertise. That's fucking insane. So I will be farming this considerably, trying to get that. I've already run it a couple of times and nothing so far. I think I've only gotten one set piece, and it was out of one of the mini dungeons, and it was Garbo for a tank at least. Anyways, yeah, and I haven't unlocked the trinkets. I haven't got an amulet yet, but you know, it's luck. That's how it is. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any at all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide. I plan on doing a Helena one next. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Send it to your friends. Man, you know, just get the word out there. I'll try to do some more. I've been really busy lately, but man, this game is top notch, man. If you haven't tried it, try it. Come in, get in there. You know, I played a little bit of the healers the first round in the alpha. That's how I learned my dungeon pathing and stuff, was playing as a healer, and man, I hated it, but the tanks are fun. I played Helena all through alpha, and I played Meiko mostly. This time I've done Helena up to 3 so far, but they're both completely different and they're both fun. But yeah, give Meiko a try. You know, if there's anything that you've noticed that I've missed, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. You know, I'll fix it, or we'll get it looked at. Anyways, take care, everybody, and happy hunting.